Hey, Mark with High Energy Labs. I have an amazing guest here today. I have Austin Webb, which is one of my favorite sons here today. And we are going to be talking about a couple different things. Primarily, we're going to be talking about the benefits of exercise. And we have an in the news and a media moment that we're going to be sharing with you. And then we're going to be telling I'm going to be killing this fly that's in the studio right now. So secondly, Austin works for Petco. He's a dog groomer and he's a pet enthusiast, and he has some amazing dog stories for us that you guys are going to really enjoy. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Hey, Austin, thank you for being on the show today. This is his first time, so he's like this media virgin. So welcome to the show. And this is we just did like a preview for the show, and I think that's the first time that he's gone live on Facebook video as well. So let's just kind of dive right into it. Austin and I, what I want to talk about with you guys is Austin and I have been working out on a regular basis. So we've been working out like 4 or 5 times a week. And I've enjoyed that experience. What do you think about that, Austin?
Yeah, I've enjoyed it as well. I think that it's really, it's good going with you, man, because most mornings I really am just like, I do not want to get up in the morning, right? Yeah. And it's just that extra motivation to get there,
So I think that for you guys out there, I think that's a really good point, is if you can find a workout partner. So a lot of times I've worked out alone, but if you can find someone to work out with you, that provides you that extra motivation. It helps you with that extra push. So whether you're working out, whether you're doing aerobics, whether you're doing CrossFit, I think that's kind of the benefits with a lot of these group exercises. You've got a lot of people working out together, whether it's Zumba or whatever, yoga, whatever you're involved with. I think that's key. But if you are working out alone or at the gym and you need some extra motivation, I think having a workout partner, and it's worked out ideally for me and Austin because he has to be to work a little bit later. So we get up, we go work out. And then secondly, he heads off to work, and then I head to work, and I get what I need to be done for the day. So, but one thing we just kind of wanted to go through, Austin has been making some amazing gains, so there we go. Yeah. Check it out. So, and he's not even pumped yet. So basically, he hasn't done any products, no galvanized, no pre-workout, nothing like that as well. So basically, and we're just joking around here, but primarily I think number one, get yourself a pre-workout, not a pre-workout partner, but a partner, and then get the galvanized workout, because that pre-workout is amazing. If you guys are looking for that, we usually take that every time before we work out. Just a little product plug there. But moving on, we kind of have some fun in the gym, and not that we're making fun of people, but we find some very interesting people at the gym, right, Austin?
Of course.
So there's this guy that we kind of refer to as SpongeBob. You know that guy?
Yeah.
So it's this guy that has terrible form, and that's going to be the next thing. We've talked about that on previous shows, is like with your form. So with me and Austin, we're always careful to make sure that we're using the right form and exercising. And we see this guy, he's got to be like, what? How old do you think that guy is?
It's like 70s. I don't know.
Late 70s, close to 80 years old. And he has his like shirt tucked in, and his pants are like pulled up super high. And he kind of looks like he's this really short, old guy. And he's kind of hunched over, and he kind of reminds us of SpongeBob. So We're like, oh, SpongeBob's here today. So, but I admire this guy for being at the gym, but one thing about it is that he has the worst form ever. Like he's rocking, he's rolling his hips. When he's getting into when he does curls, he's like this. And then he does these half workouts where rather than following through with the full motion. So for example, if you're doing a curl and coming all the way up to this point and coming back down, This guy is like totally rocking his whole body, and he comes up to about like right here, like he's just barely up. Same thing with like the cables or anything he does these little half workouts. So we always say, oh, SpongeBob is doing his half workout session today. So, but that just kind of makes it entertaining for us because we interact and we'll talk with other people at the gym. But the main thing is, focus on your form, get yourself a workout partner, and then we are going to go through the benefits of exercise in the news clip that we have. But first off, I wanted to share the media moment. So if we could have like the media moment, this is like a funny video that Austin sent me.
This is a video of me?
No, it's not a video of you, but it's a funny little clip, and you can roll that clip, Stu. It's funny. We got it coming up. So a lot of people have probably seen this before. So that's what not to do at the gym, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got stacked. Okay.
Huge.
And these guys are going, what just happened? So I mean, obviously that was just a little prank video that they were doing. That's what not to do at the gym if you guys are working out at the gym. And then secondly, as far as getting into, and also I wanted to point out we are wearing gym clothes today because
regular clothes can't handle you guys.
Exactly,
right.
Regular clothes can't handle it, Stu says. So the reason we're wearing gym clothes is because we're talking about working out. We're talking about the gym today, and we're going to be going over the benefits of exercise. And so I think what I'd like to do is, before we get into, well, let's do that. Tell us a little bit about your background, Austin, what you're doing right now, and like where you're working and kind of what your fitness goals are and why you're working out.
So yeah, I guess right now I am working as a dog groomer at Petco, and well, let's see, I don't really know about fitness goals other than to get huge, right?
He's honest.
But yeah, let's see. So
what got you into like doing dog grooming and stuff? Why did you want to do that?
well, I mean, I've always loved dogs, had dogs. They're just gonna be your best friend no matter what. Like people don't do that, right?
Right. And then, so one thing that I think is this fascinating story, guys, is that Austin has this dog named Naga, and this is a really cool story you guys are gonna love because he rescued and found this dog. I'll let Austin kind of tell the story how he found this dog and how he ended up acquiring it and what kind of dog it is. So tell us what kind of dog it is.
Yeah, so she's a Great Pyrenees. She's my princess, right? So I got her. So my wife worked as a shelter technician for a couple of years, and so she was there at the shelter where she was working at.
So the Heber Valley Animal Shelter.
Heber City Animal Shelter, yeah. But yeah, really just kind of nasty dog at the time, all matted fur, just disgusting.
Had like ticks and
and she was covered in ticks and everything like that. But I guess the story with her, so she was found by this couple that was hiking.
Yeah.
And she was
it's up in the canyon.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. Somewhere around that area. But she was hung by her neck from a tree. And I don't know, kind of had this nasty like gash wound on her throat and stuff.
Right.
But yeah, so I ended up just taking her.
Someone tried to murder the dog. Basically,
they kill this dog.
Yeah, wanted to kill it.
But yeah, so I originally was just taking her into the grooming salon just to get her a bath, just because Nikki, my wife, asked me to, just so she could get adopted. But then, first time ever dealing with this grooming salon situation.
Right.
All new stuff. She had no idea who I am, right? But she was just the sweetest dog the whole time. Just totally held still, like while I'm pulling all these ticks off of her. I think she had like 30 of them or something. So yeah, I kind of just ended up falling in love with her. She's a good dog.
And ended up adopting.
Yeah, ended up adopting her.
And this is one of those giant, huge white fluffy dogs. If you've seen them, they're humongous, the Great Pyrenees. If you're not familiar with that dog and you haven't seen those dogs, they are big dogs. But this is just a very happy, very playful dog. We should have got a picture of it because it's a funny dog. Well, maybe here's what we'll do. We'll post a picture of it in the comments, and you guys can see the dog. But as far as working out, and the reason I wanted to talk about Austin, about what he does, because he says, yeah, I want to get huge, but he is very committed. And I think the goal there, or what you should be doing with your fitness, if you want, say you want to get into shape, you want to be in better health, say you're doing it to relieve stress, or for, just general health, you want to get better cardiovascular health, you want to start running, whatever it is you do, the more active that we are, the better that it is going to be for our health and for long-term benefits in preventing diseases, cancer, all that stuff. We'll get into that a little bit later. But, we talked about having a workout partner that helps motivate people. We talked about, having some goals in mind. My goal is just for overall health, and I want to get back into the shape that I was, prior to injuring my back, and that's kind of why I'm doing it. And it's, there's been times that I do not want to go to the gym at all, and I'm just like, oh man, I just want to sleep in. And then I'm like, no, I got to go because Austin wants to go. Well, the reality is Austin probably doesn't want to go either, but I just tell myself, right, look, it's, we're committed to this. We want to do that. So whatever it is, whether you have a workout partner or not, set some goals there and just go, whether you go or not. And, one thing that helps is if you have a gym membership, you're surrounded by these other people that are motivated and they're working out, right? And we will talk and interact with those people, and they kind of all have the same goals. So in a turn, whether you're going alone or not, you're still kind of getting motivated by having a gym membership, or you're going, look, I paid for this thing. I got to make use of it, right? I got to get my money's worth. So I think that's another benefit of having a gym membership. And then if the classes, usually a lot of times they have these classes, and these classes are fun, and we make fun of, and like we'll dance with the people that are doing the dance classes and things like that, and we'll dance along to the songs. Not that we're in the area or the room with them, but we're kind of out on the gym, or sometimes they're playing music or different songs like that, and we're kind of singing or rocking out to the songs, just being stupid, having fun. So turn it into an enjoyable experience. I think that helps, don't you think, as far as, and I think that's been enjoyable for me in working out with my son, Austin. Austin's, one of my middle sons there. And, I've enjoyed working out with him, from the motivational aspect, and just because it's my son. A lot of people will come up and go, oh, is that your son? Oh, that's awesome. You're working out with your dad. So it sounds to me that you enjoy working out with me.
Of
even
course,
though with your old man.
Yeah.
But anyways, so the next thing I think is like proper diet and nutrition, and then there's also some mental health benefits for working out. So what I want to do is we came across this like news clip that I thought was kind of fascinating, and this refers to the psychological as well as brain health benefits. And Austin pulled this one up today, and I thought it was a good one that he found. So let's play that one.
Exercise actually reorganizes your brain, and that's really why we work out, right? So our brains get organized, Anthony here for D News, and a new report from a team at Princeton University has found that when you exercise, your brain actually reorganizes itself to handle stress better. We've known for a while that exercise is helping mental health, but it's still a bit of mystery as to why. It almost contradicts physical science. While previous psychological studies have shown that physically active people are less stressed, studies on the actual structure of the brain show that exercise promotes the growth of neurons in the ventral hippocampus, the area that regulates anxiety. And see, young neurons are usually more easily excitable than old ones, so really, exercising should give you more anxiety. So why doesn't it? In the study, the researchers took some super active mice and some super lazy mice and surprised them by dunking them into cold water. The brains of the two groups behaved differently. The lazy mice had an increase in what's called immediate early genes. These are these genes that get turned on instantly in short term when a neuron is fired. And the active mice didn't have those genes turn on, even though they had more excitable neurons. And it's because their brains release more of a neurotransmitter called GABA, which is known to keep the excitable bits of the brain in check. GABA probably sounds familiar to you if you watched my video about the sleep cycle, because it's an important part of getting your brain to chill out and get tired at the right times. Evolutionarily speaking, this is a pretty amazing thing, and here's why. Think about fight or flight instinct. If you're in better physical shape, your body doesn't need to go into overdrive to give you the strength you need to get out of trouble. You've already got it. But if you're in bad shape, your body wants to get you into the most worked up state you can, so you have a better chance of getting out of trouble safely. Here in modern society, those old survival triggers can get activated by simple stresses, especially since our lives are spent sitting down at work or school or home. Regular exercise would be a good way to get your brain better acclimated to the little stresses of everyday life. I've been making a point of getting more exercise lately, and it's definitely been helping me deal with everyday anxiety. Let me know down below about your sort of anxiety and physical activity level, because I'd love to see how this...
Okay, welcome back. So I thought that was an interesting article that Austin had found. One thing, he points out anxiety, and we've talked about this in the past on the show. We've talked about anxiety and different techniques and tools for reducing that, and one of those has been exercise. And so that's one of the reasons that I exercise as well, is for mental health as well as for physical health. And I think that's been very beneficial to me. I don't know how it's impacted you, Austin. What do you think on like the psychological aspect?
Yeah, well, I mean, when I think about, waking up early to go to the gym every morning, I just think that I'm going to be dead, like, when I get to work, right? But I've found, that it's really the opposite, like, I just have a lot more energy throughout the rest of the day to do everything.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. So it helps you start out your day, become energized. One thing they talked about that is that, rather than that fight or flight mode in that video, where he talks about the benefits of that, where it actually, should cause more anxiety, but it has the opposite effect, exercise does. So, and for me, I sleep better at night, I have more energy during the day, and, I'm starting to lose this, some of this weight that I put on from, from the back injury that I had. So it basically boosts and ramps up your metabolism and makes you more energized throughout the day as well. So there's another article that Austin pulled up when we were like driving here to the studio today. Is he pulled up this article? This lady, we won't play it, but I'll just kind of summarize it. She talks about primarily what she was focusing on is cancer, and she said that not only is exercise rewiring your brain, to relieve stress, to put you in a positive mood. It's releasing gamma-aminobutyric acid, that makes you feel happy, kind of sedated, and which is, in that video he talks about gamma-aminobutyric acid is one of those things that are released from the brain during sleep, and that's what puts us in that sleep mode and causes us to be relaxed at sleep time as well. And so, which is kind of interesting. That chemical would be released during exercise as well. So it's actually making us happier, and it's making us more relaxed. And that's why that flight syndrome is not activated or kicked in as much, from the gamma-aminobutyric acid that's being released from our brains. And then secondly, in this article, she really talks about cancer, how exercise can relieve like breast cancer, colon cancer. It can protect us against those types of cancers, and then heart disease is another one where national disease, for prevention against heart disease, cardiovascular disease. That's like the number one killer in the United States is cardiovascular disease. And so if we're exercising, getting our heart rate up, that's going to help with that, and it's going to help lower our blood pressure as well. Now, these are things that Austin doesn't need to worry about. And genetically, he's just kind of lean and mean. That's how I was. But I noticed the older I get, the slower I get, the less motivated I am to work out and do things. But I would just say stick at it, stay with it, continue it, and you're going to start seeing results. You're going to feel better. You're going to be happier. You're going to be healthier. And then, primarily, one thing I think the main thing is disease prevention. Not only is it going to help you live longer, but it's going to help you with all these different diseases and related to cancer and things like that. And, one thing, I've had a lot of people ask me, they're like, what can I do? What can I take for pre-workouts? What's a good thing? I'm a big fan of branched chain amino acids. They give you energy during your workouts. They help with recovery. They help our body become more lean as well. And so you're getting a lot of benefits from those. I usually will take like a scoop of branched chain amino acids before I work out. I'll drink them throughout the day after. Austin has been doing the electro amino, which is the pre-workout. Not the pre-workout, but the BCAAs and electrolytes. So stay hydrated for your workouts. That's going to help as well. That's going to be beneficial. And then, the BCAAs are going to help with recovery. And then finally, for pre-workouts, a lot of people are like, well, what's a good pre-workout? What should I take? And a lot of people don't really realize the benefit of pre-workouts or what the whole purpose of, why should I even take a pre-workout? So pre-workouts were really designed to kind of get you energized and help you get through that workout and have the energy and the motivation to do that. And so unfortunately, there's still a lot of these in the marketplace, but a lot of these pre-workouts are loaded with caffeine, they're loaded with sugar, and they're loaded with these neurotransmitters. And a lot of them are very unhealthy. And if you look at it, caffeine is a vasoconstrictor. So caffeine is actually causing all the blood vessels in your body to shrink and to dilate. And what that means is you got less blood flow, right, going through your body. And so, and then the caffeine is not healthy because it's raising your heart rate. And so I'm okay with a little bit of caffeine, but for a workout and taking vast amounts of caffeine, like most of these are like 400 milligrams of caffeine, which 80 milligrams is a cup of coffee. And so to put that much caffeine in your body is unhealthy, especially if you're older, you have any heart problems or issues. That's not a good thing to load your body up with and to put your body, you risk going into cardiac arrest if you're taking that much caffeine and you're not used to taking it. So, I always was wondering, why are these guys loading these products with so much caffeine? And so, we developed a product which is called Galvanized, which is missing the caffeine. And so it's a natural vasodilator. It has things like citrulline malate, which is a natural vasodilator, L-arginine. So we're dilating blood vessels, capillaries, we're getting the energy, we're getting everything to make it through your workout. And that's usually what, Austin and I take prior to our workout. I have a bottle of it here. We'll do a little plug so people can see that. It's very shiny and reflective. It's like galvanized metal. That's why it's like that. But anyways, you can find that on our website. That's our product plug for the day. But I wanted to also see, before we wrap this up, I wanted to see if anyone had any questions for Austin or for whether it has to do with dogs, because he has a lot of experience in dealing with dogs and in coming across those. And his wife, works for a veterinarian. And then secondly, if you want to direct any questions toward me as well, in regards to, what should I be taking from a nutritional standpoint? What should I be taking, for pre-workout, post-workout, recovery? What's going to be the best thing for my situation? I am more than happy to try to answer those questions. So if we have any of those questions, we can pull those up. Do we have a question there, Stu, or no?
Not yet, but tell
okay.
them, even if they're not watching it live.
Oh, but that's a good point. So even if you're not watching this show live this morning, because we are coming earlier than normal, feel free to leave a question in the comment, and we are more than happy to to try to answer those questions later for you. But I do have one question for Austin that I was thinking as far, tell me about, this is another dog question. So what's the craziest situation that you've been in, whether that deals with dog grooming or whatever, or if you've ever felt threatened at all in a situation like that? Because a lot of those little dogs, when I wouldn't want to do this, because a lot of those dogs, you're at risk of being bitten when you're grooming those dogs or dealing with them.
Yeah, I think a lot of the time people think that the grooming salon is like a fun spa day for their dog, right?
Yeah.
But it's really a lot of the time it's very stressful.
It's a stressful day
Yeah.
for you or for the
Yeah,
dogs.
well, it's for both, right? If
Yeah.
it's stressful for the dog, it's stressful for me. But yeah, no, like for example, there's this one time, this lady brings this dog in just for like a bath and stuff. It was like this golden lab, and she told me specifically, hey, this dog doesn't bite, which is a key indicator that dog is probably going to bite you, right? I don't know why, but everyone that says that, it just works out that
When
way.
they say their dog doesn't bite, it really
yeah,
bites.
like, hey, my dog does not bite. Like, you don't have to
Does
say
your
that.
dog bite?
Yeah. Gosh. But yeah, no, so I was just dealing with this dog, he was all good and everything, until I started doing all this stuff that he doesn't like, that usually dogs don't like.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I remember having like this dog's like mouth just over my whole face.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no. And he's
And what kind of dog was this?
he was like a golden lab.
Okay.
So yeah.
So you
he-
were
yeah.
clipping it?
Well,
or
no, I was
washing
just washing him, yeah, and he
Okay.
just did not like that, and he was all happy before I was all playing with him, but then as soon as I started doing this stuff, he doesn't want to get all wet and all
Sure.
this scary stuff, right? But yeah, no, it was like he just started lunging at me, just went insane, and almost got my whole face taken off, so. That was an
Scary.
exciting
So
day.
the dog
yeah.
actually had its face over your.
Yeah, it's like all these teeth were right on my
But it didn't
eyes.
bite you.
Yeah, no, not quite. It was just the
Crazy.
collar stopped him, But
Crazy. So we got a question here. It says, what have you enjoyed about working out with your dad, and what's cool about a dad who owns a nutrition company?
I think working out with my dad is cool. Just because it's just that bonding time. We're just we're just hanging out, father and son workout. Pretty good time. But then having a dad that owns a nutrition company, I think it's cool because of all the supplements that I get for very very highly discounted.
If not free.
If not free, yeah, exactly. So yeah, there's a lot of that. Not spending quite as much money as people
Right.
do. Yeah.
Right. So we got another one. It's like, who's stronger, you or your dad?
All right, let's do a comparison here. Actually, let's see. Okay.
The bicep.
Yeah.
So
my dad.
No,
for sure.
here's one thing I've noticed. So I've been working out with Austin for a few years, and he has made some amazing progress. So before, literally, he would struggle to get maybe one or two on the bench with 25 pounds on each side. And now he's
Yeah.
exceeded 45 pounds on each side in a very short time. That's been in the last, 4 or 5 months?
Something like that, yeah.
That you've gone up. And then as far as curls go, Austin's about on the same level as me in doing curls, which is kind of amazing that he can keep that up. And part of it is me trying to get back, because I was easily curling 50-pound dumbbells before, and now I'm basically just barely getting up to doing 40s now because of the injury. And Austin's been staying with me as I go back up. He's been going back up with me and has been staying at the exact same weight, which is pretty impressive that he's sticking to it and been putting on, phenomenal gains. And a lot of it is due to his, probably nutrition, but a lot of it is also just sticking to it and staying mental and going, look. And that's another benefit of workout partners, is they push and drive each other, because I'll be like, come on, one more, you got two more sets, just do it, knock it out. And so that's beneficial as well. But another question that comes up too that we get, there's all these supplements and things for guys to work out with, but as far as women, it's what do I take? Women have this misconception that, look, if I take protein, I'm going to bulk up and I'm going to be huge. No, not true at all. Matter of fact, the opposite is true. So if you want to take protein, you want to take these supplements, the only risk that women have of bulking up and becoming huge is if they're doing steroids or if they're taking testosterone. And if they're, so really working out and exercising, Austin, is not going to cause women to become bulky. Now, we've seen some very beautiful and attractive women at the gym that are, they have muscles on them. I think that's attractive, when women have muscles. But when it gets to the point where they're super veiny, they look like bodybuilders, those women are doing other things. They're taking testosterone. Some of them are doing steroids. I'm not going to say all of them are, but, I've talked to a lot of these women that are professional bodybuilders that are huge, and I know for a fact that they are doing steroids. So that's really not the issue. So I would encourage, you to take protein. Protein is going to boost your metabolism. It's going to help you burn fat, and it's going to help you have more lean body mass, and that's really what women want. As well as men, that are putting on that fat. You want those abs to show and everything, and protein is going to get you to that point. Now, whether you're doing a protein supplement or you're just changing your diet where you're incorporating more protein into your diet, I think everyone needs to do that. Also, if you go that route and you cut out carbs, that's going to throw your body into ketosis, which is going to cause you to burn ketones and burn this fat. So once you've depleted the glucose from the liver, and usually if you're, we've talked about dieting and fasting. So once you go, 24, 38 hours of fasting, then those glucose levels are depleted and your body goes into ketosis without the headaches, without the keto flu. Or you can just go, as far as the diet way goes, if you want to just eat more leaner, you want to eat more protein, you want to cut out those carbs and just go protein and veggies and things like that, and carbs every once in a while, that's going to keep your body in ketosis as well. So, that's, and usually, the pre-workout that we have for women, the Galvanize, that's fine for women and men to take. All of our supplements are pretty much designed for men and women equally. The HGH Complete is going to help you lean out and get put on more lean body mass as well. So look into that. Go to our website, highenergylabs.com. And we have Monday, Memorial Day, coming up. I want to encourage everyone to go visit their loved ones if they can't get out, to reflect on that as well. And pay tribute to those that make our country great. Those soldiers that are serving today, those that have served, those veterans. I want to thank them for serving and for making our country great at this time. And for a special coupon code on High Energy Labs, you can get 25% off all of our products. That begins today. Put in the code REMEMBER. It's all capitalized. Just type in REMEMBER, and that'll help you remember your loved ones, to go out and visit those that have passed on, and those that have a special place in our lives. So get out and do that. Happy Memorial Day. And once again, I want to thank Austin for being on the show. It's kind of this last minute thing. And I'm like, Austin, come be on the show. I thought it would be fun. I talked to him and about these shows and things that we've done. And he's like, I want to be on the show. Yeah. So I'm like, come be on the show. What did you think?
Pretty good time.
All right. So any questions, leave them in the comments. Thanks again for tuning in, everyone. And have a great day. Have a great weekend and a fantastic Memorial Day this Monday. Go grill a hot dog or a burger for me.